Hey guys! In today's episode of Bujo Battles, I will be featuring Neuroscience, Onyeoma, Jen's Pen, UC Bree, and Delilah. If you don't know what Bujo Battles is, please check out my first video on it that I will link up above. And if you have not yet submitted to Bujo Battles, feel free to use either hashtag Bujo Battles on Tumblr or email me your submission and I will have more information in the description box below. Shelby from Neuroscience, except with an X instead of a C, on Tumblr, submitted me her bullet journal, and she describes her bullet journal as her baby. She likes using a grid notebook to keep everything lined up and very, very neat. And it's really interesting, actually, guys. She keeps a separate section for her monthlies at the beginning of the notebook, and then a section for her weekly spreads, and then at the end has a section for her lists. And I think it's so cool she divided up her journal like that. I haven't seen anyone else do that before, so I think that's so awesome and must make it very, very easy to find what you're looking for. And so then she has her weekly spreads, which are so beautiful. She first has this rainbow gradient thing going on where each day has its own color. And on the right hand side, she has all of the events and time-sensitive tasks that she has for the week. And then on the other side, she uses the corresponding washi tape color to section off the to-do list for each of her days of the week. I think this is a really, really cool layout that I haven't seen anyone else really do, and it's so cool to see them both side by side, and that's awesome. She also has a couple of spreads in her list section, like things to make her happy, and then a couple of things for school where she keeps track of the classes she's taking, the grades she has, how many times she's missed lectures, etc. And next semester she wants to space things out so things are a little bit less crowded. But I love her bullet journal, and I definitely think that her use of color is really, really efficient. This journal was submitted to me via email from onyeoma. Her key has a lot of different symbols, which is super cool. And she uses printables from online and glues them into her journal for her monthly spreads. And she did have a monthly habit tracker, but that didn't work for her. So instead, she started using a weekly habit tracker in each week's spread, in addition to pasting in magazine clippings to add a lot of visual interest and add color and variety to help her pay attention and really making sure she's writing things down. And she also added sections in her weekly spread for 6-word stories, where each day she summarizes what happens in that day in 6 words. And that's just such a cool way to journal, I think. And that's something I want to start doing in my own journal. And she also adds sections for upcoming dates, for her weekly habit tracker, which then she breaks down into a daily habit tracker by adding a strip underneath each section of the week, which I think is a really cool idea, and I like how she switched up her layout based on what she needed to do and find the way that was most efficient for her. Jenna Lee, also known as Jen's Pen on Tumblr, emailed me a submission of her bullet journal, which takes a very structured approach. Her monthly spreads have a goals section, an expense tracker, a place for her monthly budget, and the traditional list format of the calendar where she tracks paydays and other events. And then on the other side, she has a section for notes and things to watch. And then similarly, she's structured her weekly spreads in a really interesting way. She has one side of her journal as the dashboard, where there is a weekly overview of all of the events upcoming, a section for notes, a section for upcoming things in the future, as well as a section for expenses. And then on the right-hand side, she has each day of the week sectioned off, and then she has space for the daily to-do lists or tasks for each day, and having all of those in one place makes it really easy for her to migrate tasks as well. And then she has a lot of collections where she tracks her wish lists or parcel trackers or planning for projects, and I love her style, and I can definitely see why it works so well for her, because everything is laid out very, very neatly, and I am such a fan of that. Brianne from UC Bree on Tumblr submitted me her bullet journal, which takes kind of a freestyling approach to it, as her monthly spread is a little more artsy than it needs to be, in her words, but I think it's gorgeous. Her weekly spreads are absolutely adorable. Oh my god, do you see this, guys? She tapes in all kinds of photos and uses washi tape and stickers and lots of color. And if she ever doesn't need to use her bullet journal for a couple days, she'll just skip those few days because she doesn't want to feel forced to use it. And I do the same thing in my planner, where I just don't want to write things down unnecessarily if I don't have a lot going on. And in addition to these super adorable weekly spreads, she also has a page for her degree progress, where she tracks all of the grades in her classes and makes sure she's on track for where she wants to go. And then she also has a page for books to be read, and has a bunch of other random pages with artsy things and bits and bobs here and there. And I like her approach a lot. I know it might not work so well for me because I like to plan things out in advance as well as in the moment, but I can definitely see how it works for her, and I really, really love it. This next bullet journal was submitted to me from Delilah via email, and Delilah is a student and takes a minimalistic approach to bullet journaling. So first, one of the spreads is a grade tracker, where Delilah writes down all of the distributed grades in each course, like attendance or quizzes, and puts a percentage of what she needs in order to pass the class. And in addition, she also has a spread for her weekly class schedule and also all of the subjects that she is currently enrolled in. She also has monthly spreads, a yearly overview, and a to be read list. And sometimes, instead of bringing her bullet journal everywhere, she takes pictures of certain pages on her phone, so she can just have those with her at all times instead of taking the notebook with her everywhere. And that's a really good idea. Having a lot of notebooks in my backpack, I know, adds a lot of weight on my back, so I might start taking photos of my planner or my bullet journal and carrying those around with me instead. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel because I will be posting videos every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. And also be sure to check out my 8 Tracks Instagram and Tumblr accounts. Bye guys!